Here's another listener essay.
This is Infants on Thrones.
Listener essay. Welcome back to Infants on Thrones. I'm Glenn Ostland, and today's listener essay comes from Wendy and is titled, How Two Mormon Tribes Colluded to Get a Revelation. Now, if you want to vote for this essay and give some private feedback to the author, visit our website. I'll give you the form letter pre-recorded detailed message at the end of the episode today. But for now, take it away, Wendy.
Infants on Thrones Essay Contest. Wendy Perry. How Two Mormon Tribes Colluded to Get a Revelation. First, define terms. What is collusion? Collusion is not conspiracy. It is sometimes but not always premeditated. Collusion is dance. You go one way, I follow or take you in another direction. But either way, we are locked in a powerful duet of cause and effect, action and response that is largely unconscious, so that collusion often underpins the law of unintended consequences. Partners collude to create indecipherable codes of resentment. Political entities collude in the creation of weapons of mass destruction. You make a bomb, I'll make a bigger bomb, until the possibility of mutual destruction exists, and we stop and say, "Dear God, what have we done?" One thing I know, the sooner we can unravel events before the spackle of history covers over and masks the cracks of time and holes punched in fits of rage, the closer we get to a version of reality that matches actual events and motives. And more important, we have a greater chance of discovering how bad things might have been avoided and perhaps even our own culpability. At one point in the dance, could I have swayed differently and avoided knocking over the wedding cake and punch bowl? At what point might we have avoided divorce? At some point in history, might we have avoided mutually assured annihilation? What is tribe? A group of people united by ties of descent, customs and traditions, and adherence to the same leaders. The most important thing about tribe is the members' ability to relate with shared language, not only of words and syntax, but in relatable vernacular, idioms, stories, myths, and histories. Though members of tribes may not agree on everything, they understand common beliefs and values, and the other fundamentals of culture, art, music, and literature. Sometimes tribes split up like families, and a whole new set of tribal norms and values start things up again. A new tribe may begin as a sort of sub-tribe until eventually the things I listed above become different to the point that communication breaks down altogether and the sub-tribe now must stand on its own. However, during the breaking up phase, which could last for years, a generation, or many decades, or centuries even, commonalities persist. Such is the case with Mormons. Exiting or exited Mormons and Orthodox Mormons may not agree on much, but they know what we mean when we say priesthood, apart from what other tribes mean, and we all know what really pops on the apricot tree. I've been watching this drama play out in my own little world for a few years now. Oh, it was happening for a lot longer than that, but only in the periphery of my in-group or in-tribe vision. Once you get a 360 view, it becomes endlessly fascinating, or torturous. It's like you fell asleep during a spy thriller, waking up frustrated and wondering what the crap happened. How did we get from there to here? You must rewind, go back and put the scenes of change into some kind of order. Well, you could go back to sleep or delete the movie altogether. But for some, the drive of intellectual curiosity and the need to resolve the cognitive war raging in the neural firings of our brains crave resolution. Your drugs of choice expand. From apologetics, you, unsatisfied, springboard to Reddit, blogs, podcasts. But you don't trust anybody anymore, so you go deeper in search of as many original sources as possible. But are they for real? Maybe they're fake. Maybe they're doctored. Like an addict on a lost weekend, we go searching for a hidden stash, a broken piece of pill lodged between the top and bottom seats of a car. That will do, and you know you will lick or snort any residual powder discovered in a drawer or pocketbook. Try to pull back. Put the horse back in the barn, but the horse is far beyond the fence now, running wild, trying out the fresh green grass on the other side, at the same time missing the warmth and steadiness of stall and hay. November policy. Like the attack on the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center silently and poetically decided to call itself simply 9/11. The new policy addition to the Mormon Leaders Handbook attacking LGBT members has been ever so gently titling itself the November Policy. This is where I sat in November of 2015. An in-betweener, a watcher from the hedgerows and trenches of my great war, dodging bullets from both sides now. I watch it happening, helpless, powerless, trying desperately to save a few soldiers, putting pressure on blood-filled wounds, a little morphine here, a tourniquet there. But still they slip away from me, the slippery, muddied sides of our dugouts giving way. The scream must have gone out from the universe, but no one can hear it because the siren song of tribe is too loud. The extras have caught the inners with their pants down. And the video is too juicy not to share, too nasty not to be exposed. No hope left that the bastards in the trenches at home will deal quietly with the old men in the tower. All hell breaks loose and the internet is on fire with the travesty. With disbelief, and for a moment in time we were all united in one truth. This policy is a joke, a cruel joke. Even the most devout cannot fathom this jackbooted, brown-shirted cruelty. But no, it is as real as Jell-O salad, and we know it. Progressive Mormon dreams are shattered. Retrenchment is the watchword of the day. But the Big M Mormons are under pressure, and they scramble their fighter planes with all their top pilots. Confused, I listen to Elder C, and in my head I am screaming, "Stop talking now." It's still a mass of confusion. You are only making it worse. But he can't stop. His tribe demands it. He is double-speaking nonsense, but it is measured and kindly expressed, and soothes some for now. I hope this madness will end and clearer minds will make it right. It's just a policy, we say, and policies can be changed. But no, give us Barabbas. Barabbas, the people cry. Let the policy go. We must have our revelation. Let the stain be upon Jesus. Let God take the lashing, for we are only innocent followers. And the 12 gather in the upper room and debate about what to do. But when they were thus assembled, the chief among them went out and gave the people what was demanded of him. He silenced the crowds. He gave them a revelation. Now the dance is complete. The perfect act of collusion is done. It is finished. And in my mind I hear the whispering, "Dear God, what have we done? What have we all done?"
Thank you for the listener essay. We desire all to receive it. And if you want to vote for it, go to the website and vote for it and give the author some feedback. And then tune in again tomorrow because we'll be doing this all over again with a brand new listener essay. I'll have all the long-winded fancy details as an Easter egg so you can skip over it if you want or listen to it if you want. It'll be there after Zoe says, "Thank you for listening to Infants on Thrones." Because that's how we roll.
Hi, this is Hillary.
Matthew, Ryan,
Carol,
Keith,
Ashley, and I like to play bingo online while listening to Infants on
You
Thrones.
can comment on this episode on the website, infantsonthrones.com.
If you really like what you hear,
Consider supporting us on Patreon for as little as $1 per episode, capped at whatever total amount you want to cap that at. I mean, where do you think the money is coming from to award prizes to the listener essays, huh? Pretty cool stuff we're doing on Infants on Thrones. Also,
give the Quorum a 5-star rating and write a short review on iTunes.
I did.
I did.
Anyone for the closing prayer?
Thank you for listening to Infants on Thrones. Infants on Thrones.
well, that was a great listener essay, wasn't it? Ready to go vote for it? Now, if you've heard this before and you're an old pro at voting for these essays, you can just skip over this part. Now, here's how this is going to work. As it stands right now, I have 14 listener essays, and that means that for the next 2 weeks, starting today, February 7th, ending on February 20th, you will be hearing one listener essay per day, at least for those of you who listen in real time once the episode is released. And FYI, some of these essays were submitted to us without a title, so I gave them a title myself. So if you think the title of the essay is stupid, well, that's probably my fault, because damn if I don't love me some stupid. But here's the really exciting part. one of these 14 essays will win $218 because it's 2018 now and we like to be cute and stupid about things, but we're not able to award a $2,000 prize just yet, okay? Another essay will win $109, half of the $218, and I think I actually got the math right this time, I think. And a third will win $50, and you listeners get to choose who these winners will be. And you'll also be able to give private feedback to each author. So here's how that's going to happen. After you listen to the essay today, go to our website, infantsonthrones.com, find the post for the essay that you listen to, and be sure that you have the author's name and the essay title right so that your feedback goes to the right place. Click on the survey that's associated with that essay, and it's going to be there on the post. Fill out the survey and submit it, and then sit back and breathe in and breathe out and feel life's energy flow through you and bask in the warm feeling of knowing that you made a difference in the life of someone brave enough to submit a listener essay to Infants on Thrones. Now, when you fill out these surveys, you're going to be asked two things primarily. One, to rate the essay on a scale of 1 to 5. And then you'll also have the opportunity to write in some of your thoughts, some of your feedback for the author. It'll only take a few minutes, and then boom, you're done. Now, you can do this for every single essay, every single one of these 14 essays. You can vote or you can put your feedback for each one of these 14 essays, but you can only vote once for each essay. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, voting will be open through the entire month of February. Even though the essays will stop on the 20th, you'll still be able to vote for the last week or so of February. On March 1st, voting will be closed, and then the winners will be announced on Saturday, March 3rd. Now, some of you may be wondering, is there a deadline for submitting essays? Well, no, not really. Now, this contest with these 14 essays, that will end with the final essay being released on February 20th, but my hope is that as you listen to these essays, you will feel inspired to make one yourself and share your unique view of the world with the rest of our listening audience. So, if you want to do that, submit it, and as soon as we get another 10 to 15 essays, we'll start another contest. How's that? Make sense? Pretty good deal, huh? And isn't that really how the world's supposed to work anyway? I mean, think of it like this. It could be kind of like if you were kneeling at an altar and you looked up and you saw this big mirror on the wall in front of you. And in that mirror, you could see not only your own reflection looking back at you, but you could see the reflection of the mirror on the wall behind you and the back of your head. And then in that reflection, you also saw another reflection of yourself, both front and back, stretching outward and onward, upward throughout all generations of time and throughout all eternity. Like Rey in the new Star Wars movie, if Rey had been at an altar and married herself. Can you marry yourself? What is that, Master Wedshin? I don't know, in some kind of a weird Mormon Jedi temple ceremony thing that distinguishes one type of nerd from other types of nerds. That's kind of what this essay contest is like. No, I don't know. Will it end? Can you submit essays forever and ever and be like Rey? I don't know. See, what did I tell you? I love me some stupid. So this is the deal. Infant Listener Essay Contest. Please participate and make this thing super special, because special isn't just a euphemism anymore, or something remarkable like that.
Hi, this is Hillary.
Matthew, Ryan,
Carol,
Keith,
Ashley.
And I like to play bingo online while listening to Infants on Thrones.
You can comment on this episode on the website, infantsonthrones.com.
And if you really like what you hear,
Consider supporting us on Patreon for as little as $1 per episode, capped at whatever total amount you want to cap that at. I mean, where do you think the money is coming from to award prizes to the listener essays, huh? Pretty cool stuff we're doing on Infants on Thrones. Also,
give the Quorum a 5-star rating and write a short review on iTunes.
I did.
I did.
Anyone for the closing prayer?
Thank you for listening to Infants on Thrones.